Assalamu alaikum. So, still the third day of Eid, uh, enjoying with my family and cherishing, you know, once again the good times Pakistan has ahead of its, all hard work of Pakistani leaders, Pakistani government, cooperation of people, and institutional cooperation as well. Pakistan it's a happy moment for Pakistan as represented by some great smiles and laughs of represented through the guests coming in Pakistani media. So, but here, I might have spoken a bit about our honorable Prime Minister, his cabinet. But here, I would allocate a little bit of time to, of course, Asif Ali Zardari. I mean, I have written articles where I have discussed about Asif Ali Zardari. Uh, I might have many videos, maybe some other time, or maybe even today, if I think that I need to speak more. Let me just provide you a brief summary. Asif Ali Zardari absolutely has been known as 1988 when Benazir came back to Pakistan and then she married Asif Zardari. And I saw Asif Zardari in most probably in 1992, while I was going to the gym and he was coming with a friend in a sports car, convertible sports car. So I could guess he's very intelligent. The impression I got was somebody who is really intelligent. And then of course there is some kind of I'm a Punjabi, I live in Punjab, I have friends who are mostly Punjabi. But then at Kaizen University, you get the right exposure and then, understand how brilliant Sindhi students were actually. And even we had a professor named Bhutto, who was assistant professor, and he was a brilliant economist. Then he went to Middle East. So, and then I had this data. I was always wondering what Asif Zardari was sent to prison. He had a jail term where he served more than a decade, and it was always in the back of my mind because you have, of course, everybody have heard stories about corruption and this and that, and I was like, it doesn't make sense. But anyway, I got into PhD program. Asif Ali Zardari was out of prison, and I knew more about democracy. So I really then had this, this passion which we represented through my writings about democracy. But later on, let's come to the post-Musharraf period. Asif Ali, this Pakistan Khappe, and then he's husband to Benazir Bhutto. He is the family of is part of Bhutto family, and he's somebody who's represented through his own hard work, intelligence, and his contributions to the stability of Pakistan's political system. He's a great leader, a very wise leader. Yes, that's something you need to understand. Nawaz Sharif, a wise man. Asif Zardari, a very wise man. Shehbaz Sharif, a very wise man. Imran Khan, a very wise man. And that's why it's kind of a disappointment through, as I've discussed in the previous video, that really, people can't really tell what Imran Khan is really up to. PTI knows it, but it's not really public. I cannot really make sense out of the politics of Imran Khan, politics of dissent. But anyway, he's a great leader, self-made leader. But he shouldn't underestimate the leadership qualities of that represent PMLN or Pakistan People's Party. And then, this is with this small, short brief, I will tell you, I'm an idealistic man, and everybody's an idealistic man and woman. So you need to understand media. Sometimes, media presents both pictures. They criticize the government, they will criticize the office holders, especially the politicians, and they might support the point of view of opposition to then suggest that media kind of is a neutral venue which is good for the accountability of the system. Quite true. But then, me just discussing about Asif Zardari, his policies, or he's sitting in front of Asif Zardari as a student. I didn't have did a formal degree in media studies, but there's a difference. I mean, these subtle differences I would note, and I will try to think about them. Uh, Maybe sometimes I have criticized Asif Zardari not because for the sake of criticism, but then representing a hope that I have with absolutely Sir Asif Ali Zardari. I mean, I have great respect, immense respect for Asif Ali Zardari. But then the best would happen. I mean, media, I can say that, I mean, leaders, it should be great to get some criticism, because with such positions of influence, you need to have a story where you could then feel, okay, I'm not somebody out of this world or the most powerful. I mean, it's basic psychology. This kind of good for, and they understand. I mean, Asif Zardari would be sitting and giving interview to Hamid Mir. I mean, he must be had a great comfort with Hamid Mir. I mean, that speaks a lot about the journalistic standards of Hamid Mir. So this Lafafa journalism and this and that. I mean, it's good. I mean, you can discuss it, but try to be a little bit more serious about things. But then, idealism would rescue me and you. I mean, I shouldn't be. Now I should not be even making all these arguments. Have you noticed what is going first? When Asif Zardari became the president of Pakistan, a wise man. Shehbaz Sharif, experienced leader and a wise man. Nawaz Sharif, experienced leader and a wise man. Ahsan Iqbal, and there are so many other leaders, very wise men and women, all these politicians, represented decades of political struggle. And then now, Asif Ali Zardari is a very kind and proud father. He is a very kind and proud member of Bhutto family. And the world cherishes Bhutto family. That's his, it's one of the best compliments with his identity of being one of the most prominent leader of Pakistan. Asif Zardari has his own political identity, and it should. But then I saw kindness. I saw some kind of a proud. He was proud to be representing the office of the president. I mean, it's not really power, but it is. I mean, when he especially went to the mausoleum of Qazi Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, I could feel proud while looking at my President Asif Ali Zardari. I mean, I said, that's the beauty of democracy. That's what political stability should be all about. That's what represents cultural stability. I mean, you cannot imagine. I mean, I have so many Sindhi friends. Oh, you cannot imagine the beauty of Sindh. I mean, the way they would speak. I mean, even Punjabi would speak Urdu. You would fall in love with, this accent. The same is true with KP, Pathans, and the same is true with Sindh, and the same is true with the Balochis. I mean, it's a beautiful world, and some other Pakistanis are united, and they are representing some wise men, but a very kind man as well. I mean, you just start noticing it. I mean, I can maybe some other day watch some media, get some clues, and then discuss in detail. I have given a significant thought, and that represents decades. So then this Indian thing happened. India would would be belligerent towards Pakistan, and would then everybody knows that how Pakistani army would then respond. And then I got some few more media coverage. I saw a very kind, proud man, honored for his contribution to democracy, an acceptance that he is a genuine leader, he's a great leader of Pakistan, that history would cherish. Asif Ali Zardari would be standing in front of the troops. I mean, that's, I have no idea, but I have this, I think I can judge people. I'm not saying it's perfect. It's still a perception, but I see Asif Ali Zardari, one of the best leaders of Pakistan, given this honor to yet again become president of Pakistan. And then he's a very smart politician. He's a politician which has rescued democracy. People's Party has immense contribution. And Asif Ali Zardari is the chairman, co-chairman of Pakistan People's Party. He's the father of Rawal Bhutto Zardari. Yet again, this representing the word Bhutto as well and Zardari as well. And then, of course, Lawal Bhutto Zardari's sister. I mean, he is a proud